common triggers for database migrations: hardware upgrades, software upgrades. If you need performance improvements, I think Judy mentioned licensing costs.
Money, right?
Right. Yeah. Optimizing costs, I guess, is a better way to say it.
Than just doing this, yeah.
Yeah. Other. What would trigger a database migration?
Other than the ones that you've just listed
Call
for
out.
me,
Yeah. Yeah.
because that was an excellent list, and yes, they are all quite valid. The one that I didn't hear there was a significant change in the application or a new application for use of that data that requires something significantly different. So yeah, we've talked about moving to the cloud. Are we doing that for licensing costs? Are we doing that for overall total cost of ownership and total cost of operations? It may be that we just don't want to be with a specific vendor anymore, and we want to get out of that relationship and move somewhere else for a myriad of different reasons. But the ones that I think get really, really super, super complicated are the ones where it's going to be a significantly different application or maybe a net new application that requires different performance, different service levels, different behavior and capabilities from the database. And those ones I would put in the category of the more complex ones, because now we're potentially looking at significantly not just moving the database and the data, but we're actually looking at changing the database and that database capability. So,
Yeah.
There's a lot of different reasons. It could be as simple as, mergers and acquisitions, and we've got a great deal on some technology that came in and we want to put everything over there. There's just so many. That's why there's no one size fits all, and that's why
Mergers, acquisitions, new application. Julie, Clay, anything else that's missing that you've seen?
Well, I think the evolving security, right? I think governance and security, especially with some of the breaches we've seen recently, are big concerns. And so, maybe you're adopting the latest release or new technology because of those concerns. So that could be driving you. So again, that's being driven on the technology side versus the business side. But those are things that are undeniable, right? If you have to move for security reasons, you got to move,
Good
right?
Good one. Yeah, Clay.
Yeah, I think Danny and Julie hit most of the big ones. I would say the application change is the biggest one, and while that may be the biggest one, I think that's the easiest one to sell, because there you've got cool new features you can show the business. You say, hey, well, after we do this migration, you're going to get this or you're going to get that.
Right.
I mean, one of the things that I've seen happen, in fact, I just saw it happen. My daughter, she works for a medical medical operation, and they just upgraded their EMR system a couple of weeks ago. And the update was because the vendor was changing versions, and there was no new functionality, no new anything for the business users, and they didn't sell it very well, and so everybody was unhappy.
All the pain, no benefit.
Exactly.
At the other side.
All pain, no benefit. You got to make sure you sell it and you make it something that everybody understands why you're doing it and why things are going to be better on the end. And then, of course, make sure that they really are better on the end.
All right. As a caveat.